Check, check. Check a 1, 2. Alright, we're working. What the heck is going on, guys? I sure hope you're doing well. I know I am. Welcome to the channel. This is what we're doing now. I sat down to record this video, and I realized it's like 40 minutes long. So I need to come up with 40 minutes of things to talk about. So it'll be kind of a podcast style, just sort of chit chat over some lawn mowing footage. And I'm trying to get the trifecta. I want good music. I want you to hear your mower, weed eater sounds, and just a little chit chat, a little talky talk. I don't know, man. We'll see how this goes. And these videos are a lot harder to put together than I thought. Altogether, I've got I had to do recording, which is what you're watching, like to record all this. That was about an hour and a half. You're of course getting about 40 minutes of it, and then editing this stuff down took another 2 hours just to like make it fit right, because there's just a lot of footage of me like walking to pick up the camera and like setting up the camera and just leaving it rolling. I was putting this thing together, and I was like, why is it in such horrible quality? And then I realized that playback in the program here is like 1/4 the quality. But anyway, you don't care about any of that. Why am I talking about that? We're here for lawns, dude. Yeah, man. Here in the beginning, I'm just going to sort of ramble about what's going on in the video. The mower you see me on here actually is the John Deere 36-inch quick track. I just bought that this year, and I love this mower, man. For yards like this especially, this is a huge time saver, because I like to get into all these little tight spaces that you're going to see, and I actually can get that little middle section by going through the little mulch beds there, and it's light enough that it doesn't damage or mess up the mulch beds, and it's just so much quicker, so much better than trying to push mow all this. And I can get a nice clean even cut in all this without scalping with because the big mower, if I did that, a lot of this stuff would scalp right here in the front. There are other sections in this yard that you'll see here in a minute that it doesn't matter as much if it gets scalped. But yeah, man, I love this John Deere. It really is a huge difference in terms of like not having to push mow anymore. I've got one yard that I have to push mow just because the way their gate is set up. There's like a little ledge, and I can't get the big mower over that ledge without scraping it and really damaging the little concrete barrier that they've got there. So still got to push mow that one, but I would rather do 1 yard than 10. It's a good trade-off. Yeah, man, I like it a lot. I'm actually very surprised. The main reason I went with this mower, this John Deere that you're seeing in the video, is that Ferris customer support, I don't like it around here. It's not been good to me, so to speak. To the point where, like, one guy, I was trying to order a part from him. It wasn't my dealer, and it wasn't a local dealer. He was off about an hour and a half away. I was told to try him out, and I did. And I called him, and I said, hey, can you send me this part? Can you overnight it? Not only will I pay you overnighting fees, feel free to put in a little extra for yourself and for your time. And he goes, yeah, I mean, I can't get it overnighted. I guess, I don't have the damn time. That's been my customer support with Ferris. Dealers are not fantastic around here. The Ferris customer support themselves not great. So here I am on a John Deere. And you think I'm kidding, guys. Like, that's the thing, is like I wonder if people like just think, like, when I'm in the dealership explaining to them that their service is not the best in the world. And I'm in here for the 4th time, and you've had my mower for a month now, and yada yada yada. And I really would like to buy more mowers from you, but I need better customers. Like, I don't think they take it seriously, and this is what happens. Okay, so here is a John Deere. It's about $8,000, and someone else got that $8,000. Now, the reason I went with the John Deere instead of something else, I was going to go Wright, but our Wright dealers are about the same. This Quick Track is essentially a Wright Standard 36 painted green. It's almost with a few slight changes, like the flaps, it's plastic, not rubber. It's got different controls up top, and then a few other small things, but the deck is the same. The frame's a little different, and the color's different, but nothing that makes such a huge difference that it's not. It's basically a Wright Standard, with a few very minor changes to it, and I love it, dude. It's a huge difference on some of these smaller properties. And now we go getting the Ferris out, man. This mower is the greatest mower ever made, guaranteed. You know, Ferris customer support aside, man, one thing that Ferris has going for it is their engineers. They have made a really great mower. And the fact that that suspension platform is just so comfortable. The 500-hour oil changes with the oil guard, dude. I've loved having this mower. It's just such a dream, man. And I'm telling you, dude, even though I'm not buying a Ferris again because of the customer service, I still, man, it's hard not to, because I sincerely think they've got the best mower. They've got the best machine. But I had a small issue last year, and the thing was in the shop for a month, so no more Ferris for me. But anyway, man, I still love it. You know, regardless, I still think it's probably going to be the best. The Z Series Ferris is probably going to be the best machine for a long time. I don't see how anyone else could compete, just because there's like a bunch of little things on this mower that a lot of other mowers don't have. From looking at them, that I just like, I'm too used to it. So I could never easily switch. I'm going to do it, but I could never very easily switch to some other brand and not, feel it. But anyway, man, yeah. I am here waiting. It's the 31st. My birthday is tomorrow, so happy birthday me. Yay. And I'm actually waiting on a pizza because I just got done working. It's a Saturday, Memorial Day weekend. And I'm just going to chill the rest of the weekend. Try to enjoy it. So, got a pizza on the way, and I just decided I would record this video while I wait. It should be here any minute now, though. But anyway. I think with these videos, oh wow, that's cool how the music just came in there, isn't it? I think with these videos, I don't really have like a set plan. Like, I don't want to commentate on the video alone, because a lot of it's just kind of mowing, and it's not like there's nothing super interesting to say. Like, I'm off camera right now about to come into the frame. Like, that's not super interesting, But anyway, I think what I'm going to do is just ramble about what's on my mind, and you'll see videos on some of this stuff. Let's turn this music down. Alright, so you won't notice that, but music was loud. I had to turn it down. Anyway, yeah, man, I've got a video on a lot of things. I want to do reviews on all of my equipment. I want to do one on the trailer. I've not done it yet. But I bought this new trailer, and I love it. It's a completely different experience than having a cheapo trailer. I did one on employees that's coming up. broke a window the other day, and that video is going to come up pretty soon. There's some other topics that I can't think of off the top of my head, but I'll do one more specific on the dealer issues that I've had with Ferris. Definitely want to do a review for the Ferris because I'm at like 906 hours. So that video is going to be it's going to be titled 906 hour review, because everyone else has like 500 hour, 250 hour review. We'll just go to 906.3.5 hours. I'm I hate being wired the way that I'm wired, because I just hate internet like clickbaity stuff, and then like you got to get your tags just right. I don't like any of that. I just want to like post stuff and enjoy myself, and if people watch, cool. If they don't, also cool. But yeah, man, lots of stuff, man. This year's been really, really good to me. Very, very thankful that I get to do this kind of work as it's just weird to think that I could mow lawns and be financially good, like in a good place. I remember whenever I started, there was a lot of like, oh, but you're gonna finish college though, right? Oh, what about your job at the pharmacy? You're gonna stay there, right? Like there was a lot of like second guessing. And it's just been this year that stopped. Just this year. One person in particular that I'm thinking of has finally stopped with the like, oh, but you're gonna stop college. You're gonna go. What do you think about college? It's like, man, this is it for me. Like, this is going pretty darn well. We're in snowball phase is what I want to call it, because everything's just sort of. It feels like I'm picking up steam. And it feels quick, and I'm trying to figure so many things out all at once. And yeah, man, it's been a good year though. Probably I'm pretty confident saying this has probably been one of the best years of my life, like period. In terms of financially, mental health wise, the last 2 years I was pretty darn miserable. Not gonna lie, just gonna go straight to it. We're not gonna try to sugarcoat, because a lot of things had happened. 2016 was rough for me in my personal life. 2017, I was just like hanging on to it. Last year got a little bit better, and then this year, 2019, man, we're golden. Doing so much better, dude. Things look a million times better. The mower is like nearly paid off. Probably going to pay it off at the end of the year, and I might make a video of that too, because it's very special to me, this mower, because I'll explain it in that video, but it'll be a big deal for me, even though it may not be for everyone else. But that's okay, you're gonna hear me say this a million times. The YouTube channel's for me and for my like personal documentation. I've got a lot of unlisted videos that are just for little old me. I don't have space on my computer, so I just leave them there. And that's sort of what I use it for. Like, so these videos that are open, you get to see them, but still for me. And I do appreciate people who want to watch and want to engage, but yeah, man, a lot going on. So some things have changed. This year's been so this year I've changed a couple things. First and foremost, I don't mow in the rain anymore. I think I've mowed in the rain a wet lawn once, and that was because I was just on an impossible time crunch. And the reason for that is last year I had so many problems with the Ferris, and I attribute it to just pushing it too hard in the rain, because we did get a good bit of rain last year, and I just sort of went out regardless. This year, the only issue I've had is that we've had to reset the EFI computer, and it's been perfect ever since. Cut quality's there, power's there, everything's just fine. I did have one issue where the cover for the air filter unlatched and it fell straight down onto the muffler, which if you know anything about lawnmower mufflers, you'll know they're hot as the devil. And of course there's a big hole in my air filter now, and I ordered one to replace it and got sent the wrong one. So I still got a big hole in the air filter. I think I'm just gonna like duct tape it and order another one. I gotta get this one sent back. What else? So I bought the John Deere. We've already talked about that, and I upgraded trailers. And dude, I love this trailer. It is for my purposes, it is the absolute perfect trailer. I don't know. I've tried to think about it in advance, but I don't know what kind of changes would be required for me to need anything else. This is a 7x12 trailer with wood walls, 2-foot wood walls. And in the first little bit of having it, I could tell it was just a game changer, because I had the mower on there, a lot of my handheld equipment, and what in the past would have been like one trailer load of debris, all on there at the same time. And I know that probably doesn't sound like much to you guys, but for me, like, that's one less trip to the dump. It's one less trip to leave my equipment somewhere, go to the dump, and then come back and have to pick it up, and it's so much time. Alright, so in the video we're going back because I have to mow around all these trees. And so here we go. Yep. So anyway, I love the trailer, 7x12, the absolute perfect size for me. The reason I went with a 7-foot trailer is because one of my biggest issues so far in the business has been my trailer has not been wide enough for certain types of equipment, either bigger lawnmowers or anything else. So the only reason I have a 52 and not a 61 or a 72, which I could certainly use, the only reason I have those is because they just plain and simple won't fit on a 5-foot wide trailer. So this 7-foot wide should hold any mower that I want. Because I think even the 96, they fold up on the sides, so they'll fit too. So I can literally have my next upgrade just be all out max, like just the biggest lawnmower I can find. And that's probably what's going to happen next year, because I've got so many, like even this property, dude, a 72, I would just be over the top, man, if I had a 72-inch mower. Just much bigger engine, much bigger cutting deck. It would just be a breeze. I would love to have one. Probably going to get one, because this one is this is what I would call a medium to large. It takes about an hour, so that's medium. It's on the high end of medium. And then I've got a lot of yards that are large and extremely large. One of them takes me about 2.5-3 hours for full service on that one, and it's just, I've got to have something bigger if I'm going to keep them on the schedule, especially if I can't find any employees who would like to remain employed. as you'll see in videos coming up, man. sorry. I literally, I'm sitting here listening to music. I got distracted. It's weird how that happens. Because I watch these lawn mowing videos on YouTube all day long, and it's a lot of like insane like computer dubstep, and there's like, it's just loud, and there's a lot of like bleep bloop blop and like buzzing and like pops and zings, and I'm like, it's just noise, you know. And I'm sitting here, I'm 25 years old, thinking this is just noise, you know. How in the world can the 48-year-old man who posted this think this is good music? You know, he's probably listening to Elvis or I don't know what old people like. You know, anything other than that, just this loud, glaring music. Just I like it, man. I love calm music. Anything. I love minor key. Anything in the minor key, love it. I don't know. I'm just weird that way. See, man, this music is just so much better. It's so much better than what most people listen to. It's not too loud either, so I can like hear everything. I get everything out of it, and I don't have to, you know, hope my goal with this is that you don't have to turn down your speakers, you know, like as soon as something pops up that might be a little bit louder, because I find myself doing that all day on these lawn care videos. I went back and started watching again, and it's literally like as soon as they get done talking, they fire up the dubstep music, and I'm turning down the volume like halfway, and then 4 seconds later they start talking again, and then I got to turn the volume back up. You know, it's not hard to get your levels right. And I'm sure I'm going to get like that one guy who wants to complain in the YouTube comments, but that's fine. Let him. Go ahead, complain. Guys, we're 22 minutes in. I'm running out of steam. No, I've got a little bit to talk about. So, one thing that I think has made this year so much nicer is I'm not obsessing over the business like I used to, because I'm making a little bit more money, doing about the same amount of work, if not less, because I've been charging more. And so I think one of the things that makes this year so much better is like I've been able to relax, like actually enjoy time off. Like doing this right now, there's no way I would enjoy doing this, and I really am enjoying it. Like, it's fun to just watch this and chit chat. But I could never do a video like this a couple years ago. I would just be so stressed out because I have 30 yards to mow the next week, and I'm not going to make any money on them. And the weird thing about that idea is that even though that was the case, like I didn't realize at the time that that was the reason I was stressed. Like I didn't realize that the reason I was not enjoying myself and miserable was because I just wasn't making enough money, and I was doing way too much work for no money. So this year I've chilled out, dude. Like I'm not stressing over it. You know, I get the work that I get. I'm not trying to do any crazy marketing or putting in unnecessary effort. I'm still working hard, and I'm still doing a really good job for my customers, I think. I think that's what they're telling me, and I'm getting paid a lot now, so I think those are good indicators. I hope they're good indicators. But yeah, man, it's just such a nice year so far. So while all these guys are like talking about charging right and knowing your numbers, like it's true, man. If you don't do it, if you don't pay attention, you know, it's my biggest mistake, I think, before was I basically was making I was charging in a way that my bills would be covered, right? And I was looking at it as like, so let's use fake numbers, for example. If the mower cost me $300, my stupid mentality at the time was like, oh, well, easy, we'll just charge $40 and cut 8 lawns, and then it's covered. Yeah, but you're still gonna need gas. You're still gonna have to get repairs at some point. You're still like a human, and you need to do human things outside of work, so you gotta get a little bit of money for that. You know, it's just so many different things that factor in that I wasn't factoring in. Doing it now. And now I get the absurd privilege of sitting here talking to my computer, watching myself work for, let's see, how long is this video? Exactly 51 minutes or so. I love it, man. Excuse me. Alright, so one thing that happened the other day was I was out mowing at a property, and apparently it's yellow jacket season. It's August, and I could be completely wrong. Let me fix this music. I could be completely wrong, but I don't remember yellow jackets being out in the first week of August. Like, it seems a little too early. But sure enough, dude, I was out trimming. There was like a little, like, sort of unkept little flower bed looking thing at one of my customers' properties, and I was just trimming it down because we do it once every so often for them to just clean it up a little. And I have never seen more yellow jackets in my life, dude. They were covering such a large area that I stopped working in that little spot where they were, and I started trimming around, like, and they were still like running into my face trying to sting me. It was a weird thing because, like I say, I always thought they were in like late September, October-ish. And I've not seen them anywhere else, so maybe that is the case, and this is just a weird nest. But that same property today is the one that I cut today. Came up and told me that he got stung by a bunch of wasps because he was working on something off on his own. He does some of his own little work just as a hobby, and he ended up getting stung twice on the hand. And I was like, okay, this is a weird property. You're attracting these bees somehow. It's like every property is so different like that, though. This one that I'm mowing in the video looks really good because the grass that I'm on, not here, but closer to the house, is actually centipede, and it looks like it was sodded at one point, and it just looks fantastic whenever it's been getting water. I think in this video we're about 3 or 4 weeks without water, which is rough, man. Thankfully, earlier in the year we got so much water I couldn't keep up. Now we're not getting near enough water, and I'm a little bit too caught up. A little bit too relaxed, you know. My lawns are not keeping me on my feet like they should be. But man, I like doing this one because it's just it's quick, it's easy, it's to the point. I can just knock it out. I think this one I'm mowing at 3 1/4 because that centipede doesn't grow much at all, and it does pretty darn well in the heat, all things considered. The only issue with this lawn is that it doesn't really green up until May, June-ish. So, the weedy parts here in the back will green up, but the customer's not. They don't. At least this year, they weren't like overly concerned with it, because they waited until about then to call me and let me get started. I thought they had canceled, or not wanted it, but they just, doesn't need it. Okay. But now it's every other week, staying on top of it. And this is the only reason I do every other week yards still. I tried to do weekly service yards for a few months, but let's just be frank, guys. Look at this. This is a 2-week lawn. Will it grow when it rains a lot? Yeah, absolutely. But that's pretty much not the case. Another thing that I do this year that I've changed is I don't charge per cut. I charge monthly. And I think everybody should do this, man. Charge monthly. And here's why. This is a service business. And I want you to think about all of the other services that you use every single day. Think about your internet service. Do they charge you per click? Does your cable company charge you per channel that you watch? If you're just getting basic cable. Think about Netflix. Do they charge you per movie or per TV show? No, they're all services, right? Your water company. Do they charge you per shower? Well, they actually do. Never mind, that's a stupid example. Well, look at me. Look at me ruining my analogies. No, but the point is, there's no service that needs to be done routinely throughout the month, right? That charges per visit. Most all of them, except for your water company, apparently. Stupid Aaron. I can't believe I said that. Most all of them are going to charge you a monthly rate to show up. And so the way that I work this out, I try to beg people, please just get on weekly and we'll do this price, XYZ price. And if you want to go bi-weekly, we'll do a second price. Now, if you go bi-weekly, I do charge extra. I charge a premium for bi-weekly because it does take a lot more time. So the way that I figure that price, if you go bi-weekly, you're going to be paying about 1.5 is my rate. 1.5 more. How do I say that? Let me do some math here so I can figure out how to say this. So if I charge $40 to mow a yard and they want to go bi-weekly, I might do times 1.5. Yeah, so it'd be 60 per cut. So basically, the way that I look at it, in my head, I'm thinking per cut, what would I do? So let's say it's $40 if we go weekly. Well, if they decide they want to go bi-weekly, I take that $40 per cut rate, multiply it by 1.5 or 1.75, depending on certain factors. If it's really hilly and I might have to weed eat, or if they've got tons of leaves around and I'm going to have to do all that extra work, I'll do 1.75, 1.8. Either way, I'm charging them a lot more per that cut, so that when they hopefully look at it logically, they say, oh, this is a little bit better of a deal. Like, sure, we're going to pay just a little bit more to go weekly, but it's a little bit better of a deal because we're paying a lot more per visit if we go bi-weekly. And for the most part, that's been working out pretty darn well. A lot of people, though, they're going to save $20 for the month, and just their lawn's going to be ugly. And that's just the way it is, guys. Like, some people just do not care what their lawn looks like. And that's okay. Nobody should be forced to live up to your perfection standards just because they're yours. You know, like, that's the thing. There's so many people who are like, I only want to do this because that's what I want to do. And then they want to trash talk their potential customers when the potential customer says, no, that's not what I want. When at the end of the day, all that comes down to, oh, this, I don't know what was wrong with this footage, but like, look how bright it is. For some reason, I couldn't figure out how to fix it, and I did kind of tinker with it in the editor, and you'll see here in a minute. I just left this in like this because it was so bright and like, what in the world? But I fixed it a little bit. You can see it kind of helped. I don't know what happened with it. It didn't adjust. Anyway, so people will put these rules in place, and they'll be like, I'm only doing a weekly lawn service. I'm only going to do lawns that are... I'm only do perfect lawns that fit my criteria. And then they're shocked and surprised when people don't want that. All that boils down to is you offer a service that they don't need. And here's the deal. I do that. I offer a service that people don't need, but one thing I don't do is, like, I'm not shocked that I offer a very specialized service and there are certain people who are not interested. You know, because there are certain people that I'm not interested in working for. Okay? That's how that works. That's how the world is. Like, you're not, like, everybody doesn't have to play by your rules. They've got their own rules that they're playing by. And some people's rules are, their rule is they call people every 3 months and get their lawn cut. I'm not the guy that plays by that rule, so I don't do that. But I'm not surprised when I tell them I only do weekly services and they don't want it. So, I don't know, it's just a weird thing that I see online sometimes, is people will set their own rules and expect everyone else to fall in line. It's not the way to go through life, man. It's just not. But, yep, right here, I really should have moved the camera, and I might do that on other ones. I already have a few of these, like, the footage recorded. I've not put them all together, but I don't know if I did all of them or not. And for some reason, there's something going wrong with the mic. Like, as I type the mic, that it messed up. And I've tried to cancel out programs, and it's like glitching still. I almost wonder if it's just this clip of footage, because it's not done it the entire time, and it's doing it on this one clip that's messed up. Oh well, you don't care about that. You don't care about the behind the scenes. You care about the lawn. You can't even see what I'm doing. Why did I leave this clip in here? This is horrible. This is a disaster. Why are you watching this? What's wrong with you? I question, if you're watching at this point, I question you. Because I would have left. So right here, what ended up happening was I did that thing that we've all done. And don't you dare, do not dare tell me that you don't do this, because I know you have. Alright? Because this is what happens. You get down to one little string like that I just showed, and you finish trimming what you're trimming with that little strimmer. That's what I use. Anyway, you finish trimming with that little bit of string. And don't you dare tell me that you don't do that, because I know you do. I know for a fact you do. Because we all do it. And if you tell me otherwise, I'll call you a liar. So here I am restringing this thing, and I was talking, but it was so windy out you couldn't hear me. You know, I'm sitting here recording this, and the longer the video gets and the more I record, it glitches out more. So I hope this works out well for the first video, and I would like to do more, but we'll see how this one turns out after it exports. I'm nervous. This music's a little bit too loud, so let's turn that down. Alright, so here I actually took it with me and do my best. I don't actually have any of the mounts for the GoPro because I'm extraordinarily frivolous and I'm not going to buy mounts just because. I really should, you know. If I'm going to do videos, I should probably get some mounts that I can just put it around the trimmer. But right here I'm just holding it like the little case. It's not bad. It could definitely be a lot better though. And I should probably edit some of the walking out here. But am I gonna do it? That's the question. Am I gonna do it? No, I'm not gonna do it. I actually just bought this trimmer not too long ago too because I had been using my combi system as my standalone trimmer, but it got to the point where the attachment, the drive shaft had rounded out and it wasn't turning the trimmer head. So I took it in to the shop and told them what was up, and it was under warranty. Just change out the drive shaft for me, please and thank you. And I've had issues with this dealer in the past, like just they overcharge for everything and they're not very good when it comes to working on equipment. Like they're just not, you know, there's no two ways to put it. And I knew going back in, I was like, they're going to try to find something to charge me, even though the repair required is covered under warranty. And sure enough, I get there, $100. I said, wait. Why is it $100? He said, oh, well, they changed the fuel filter and the air filter and the carburetor out. I said, oh, why'd they do that? He said, oh, well, they said it failed the test. I said, it's not what I brought it in for. I said, it's not turning the attachments. And of course, they had a bunch of excuses. But here's the thing that really ticks me off, okay? She said they changed the fuel filter and air filter. Guys, I changed on my combi system the fuel and air filter like 3 weeks ago. Or 3 weeks before I took it into them. It is impossible. It's not possible that the fuel filter and air filter needed to be changed when I took it to them. It's just not, you know. Also, the carburetor. What test in the world could it have failed? Because that combi system, before I took it to them, was started with one pull every single time, maybe two if it was like super hot out and it gets that little weird engine lock, vapor lock. And guys, it doesn't run right now because I told them I didn't want the carburetor and stuff changed. Like, oh, we can put the old one on there, and they did it, and now it doesn't run right to the point where it takes me a lot of pulls to start. It starts, but it takes a lot of pulls. So the engine's just fine. It's just they screwed around with the carburetor and God knows what else. And also, for some reason, I don't know why, for some reason, the little off button doesn't work. So for the time being, I had to take off the spark plug cover, and sometimes I have to pull the spark plug to get the daggum thing to stop. Guys, it's so frustrating when you're trying to run a business and you're trying to get behind this movement and this idea of support local, but meanwhile, when you go in and you try to support local, they're like, hey, there's the counter. And I say, wait a minute, what's the counter? Oh, well, that's where we screw you. Because that's what happens, dude. You try to support these local dealers, these little family-owned businesses, and they screw you, man. And they're not all that way. I've got new dealers now, and I love these guys. Like, the place I get my pine straw from, like, I try to find excuses to give him money. Like, he's just the nicest guy. He's got a brain. He knows what he's selling. This dude, the new dealer that I use for my, like landscape supplies now, let me tell you how awesome this guy is. He sells grass seed, fescue grass seed. He doesn't buy 20, 10, and 1 pound bags. He buys the 50-pound bag and he separates it out on a scale himself because it's cheaper for the customer and for him. And so he spends the time and separates the 50-pound bags into 5, 10s, and 1s. Dude, can you get any better than that? Like I love this guy and the way that he does his business. I just, when I say I look for reasons to give him money, I bought some I bought something the other day. I don't even know what it is, so I couldn't even tell you. Like, it's some kind of something for the roots on shrubs, which I don't know. It's not root hume, because I know what that is. I use that, but it's something else for bugs. I don't treat for bugs, but I got some just because, you know, I don't know, guys. I'm gullible. You know, when I like people, I want to help them out, and you know, like I say, this guy's just night and day difference from the other dealers, and I really appreciate having him as a resource to help a brother out. Now, I hate trimming this part on this. Look at this video, because the rocks there. A property like this, you're just waiting to bust a window. And yes, I do edge the cross ties because it looks a lot cleaner, and you'll see that here in a minute at the end of the video. Let's just let this run. We'll let this run for the next few minutes and just listen to some music. I hope the next track that I picked was something calm and soothing. And then we'll talk whenever I show you the finished product in the video. I'll talk over that. Okay, so here is the finished lawn. We'll walk around just a little bit. And yes, I did the landscaping here as well. You can see how the edge cross ties look. It's not super straight just because it's kind of, cross ties are wonky themselves, but it's definitely a lot cleaner than what it was before. Looking very good, very good. There's that centipede right directly in front of us there. And that's it, guys. Here's some hats that I had made this year for the business, and I made this video to sort of promote them on the Facebook page, and I thought I would share the little clip here with you. But that's it, man. Thank you for watching the channel. Keep mowing, keep it moving. Have a good day.